Hey guys, Strong Style Studios back again. This time we are reviewing ROH Border Wars 2013. I am Noah.
I'm your Strong Style Studios heavyweight champion, Alex.
I'm the Orange Dream, Justin.
Alright. Now, what did you guys think of this show overall, just to start?
I actually really enjoyed this show, but overall, I wouldn't think it was as strong as, ROH is putting on some great shows. I didn't think this was as strong as, say, the 11th Anniversary or Supercard of Honor. I really liked both those shows. I didn't think this was at that level, but I still thought it was a top-to-bottom, pretty enjoyable show, minus a few things. So it was a pretty easy watch for me. So overall, I enjoyed this show.
Overall, very good show. Very solid. Really, you can't go wrong watching it or buying it. But again, yeah, he's right. You're right, Justin. It wasn't the same level as some of the other shows they put on this year, which just is a credit to how good ROH has been this year, I think.
Yeah. This would have been a great show mid last year. This would have been the best show they put on mid last year.
But I gotta agree with you guys. This show was a lot of fun to sit through. Mm-hmm. It was easy to sit through.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem watching it.
We had a blast watching it together.
And we did watch it live. Normally, I wouldn't have done that just because of the way that their pay-per-views had turned out, but my man Alex here scored us a free live.
Yes. Thank you, ROH, for the free offer of watching the pay-per-view for free. That's very nice of you, and I am sure to give you my pay whenever I can afford it.
Whenever that may be worth it.
Right.
Well,
That's the perks of being Strong Style, you get some free stuff. What can
exactly.
I do?
Everybody loves us.
Everyone wants to pay tribute to us.
You know it.
We're looking at you, Gabe.
One thing I wanted to mention about this show was there was this really cool ramp.
Yeah, really great
The setup was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. And the music really sounded really good.
Yeah, the production overall is a lot better.
I had a little trouble hearing Bobby Cruz do the announcements. That's not a big deal, though, I think.
No.
But music.
As far as technical things go, this didn't have many technical issues.
I think only during the Roderick Bennett match, there was a little bit of an issue with the stream, and then when Paul was coming out, that was the only time it
I think that was more for us just because it was buffering.
Yeah, I think so too.
Once we refreshed, it was fine.
A lot of people had a problem with the Davey London match, but we had no problem watching it. We didn't miss any action.
Nope. So to start, we had CNC Wrestle Factory versus TD and ACH. Mm-hmm. What did you think about this one, Orange?
I thought this match was just out of control. I was scared because they were doing these crazy. Everything they did was they had a lot of botches because they were just doing so much that was just crazy stuff. But when they did the spots, it more than made up for it. It was just a fun you didn't know what was going to happen next type match.
I gotta bring this up. I was so impressed with just an arm bend that ACH did, where he basically changed directions mid air and just it was insane. It's just, ACH is the biggest rising star in ROH, I think, this year. Right now. He's going places.
He's mega over.
Oh, he's huge.
The crowd I love how they set him up for the hot tag. That was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I thought TD, who's a guy that I've haven't been sure on.
Yeah.
Right. To start. I think this match was perfect for him. I think ACH is the perfect guy to put him with. Mm-hmm. You got ACH who's the high flyer. He can do all these kind of technical, and he can grapple. And then you have TD who's more of a striker.
Yeah, I love his kick, man. He's got some great kicks.
He does, and they've definitely gotten better.
Yeah, his timing is so much better.
And that's not taking anything away from Caprice, Coleman, and Cedric Alexander, who are a great tag team, I think. I think they're probably going to be the one. I can see them as the next big tag team in ROH, I think. They have potential, yeah.
Yes,
they got pretty good mic skills too. They're pretty good talkers.
Yeah, they have good charisma. They haven't had a lot of chances to show it.
No, I hope that changes in the future.
Maybe, yeah.
And I thought this had a really cool finish.
Yeah.
The round of applause.
Oh yeah, I love that finish.
Yeah.
That
was cool.
Insane.
What'd you rate this?
I get this 3.5. I really enjoyed it. It was just start to finish was really fun, really hot. I mean, these guys they worked pretty well. Yeah, there were some botches, minor ones, but nothing. I think there was one time most of it looked like it was just miscommunication between ACH and TD, which kind of works because they're still a new tag team.
Right.
So
I agree.
I don't think anything took away from the match.
No, I was just gonna say I actually felt it didn't take away. I said that because there was a lot of. I thought it added a whole aspect of anything can happen in this match, and it's just craziness. And I thought this was a great opener, perfect match to open the show. I give this 3.25. Really good match.
Yeah, I gotta agree with both of you guys. A very good way to start the show. Mm-hmm. I went with 3.5 as well. Okay. Next we had Roderick Strong versus Mike Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
But originally supposed to be Mike Mondo in this as well, but he he got injured training, I guess.
That's right.
Which
that's right.
shame too, because like he was just coming back from an injury.
Right.
So.
What'd you think?
I was actually very, for like, we always talk about the second match on the show. This was a great second match, really. Like, I thought Bennett did some of his best work. Like, it wasn't like a spectacular match or anything, but I felt like this was his best showing in terms of, it looked like he totally kept up with the other guy. He was going like, a lot of times, like, move for move with Roddy, and it was pretty believable. I thought this was one of Bennett's best matches in terms of his performance. So I thought this was really good.
Alex?
I just thought it was a solid match. Bennett's a very good like storyteller. I think he has a gimmick and he has his way of wrestling and he sticks to it. And Roderick's Roderick. Roderick could have a great match with anyone. I think.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Wasn't a fan of the finish though with the whole cheeseburger thing. I just don't know what they're going with this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Cheeseburger. I'm sure Cheeseburger's a nice guy. I've heard he's a very nice person, But I'm just like kind of wondering what they're gonna do with this whole Bennett and him thing.
Yeah, I'm not really too excited about that either.
No.
But I'd have to agree with what you said. Pretty solid match,
Yeah.
I like how you explained it though. Mike Bennett, he does what he does and he sticks to it, and that's what works for him.
And it
So
works.
I thought
commend him for that.
maybe it's just me. I thought he looked like stiffer or something. Like he looked more crisp to me.
I think so too. Yeah, he definitely looked a little better. Yeah, he's improved.
This is the segment of the show though where the air horns and the vuvuzela or whatever.
Yeah.
Vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
That's
God.
when they set in and they didn't really let.
There was like one guy with the vuvuzelas,
Yeah.
and it was just like being a dick.
Let me say right now, first and foremost, air horns, they belong in CCW, not ROH. And Zuluvo, whatever.
Vuvuzelas.
Get rid of those fucking things. Take that shit to
That's the thing.
soccer
I think they
games.
should just told this guy, dude, you're ruining it for like.
Dude,
they even say in the thing like before you go in, it's like you can't ruin other if you're ruining other people's experiences, you're gonna get.
I mean, right now, whoever that must have been like, well, big motherfucker who's doing it, because if I was there, I'd have punched the guy in the face.
You would not have done.
I would have punched.
You would not have done any such thing.
See, I understand that ROH isn't in the business of turning away fans, but
right, they didn't want to.
Yeah.
just honestly tell your security guy to go over there and tell the guy.
It probably wouldn't even been a
Either
big
you give
deal
it to
either.
me or you leave, and that's the thing. That stuff does not belong at shows.
No, it shouldn't be a big deal. And if the guy does make a big deal out of it, just throw him out. He's being a dick.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you get this match, Noah?
I give this 3 stars. This is pretty good.
I give it 3 as well.
I gave it 3, but I think I liked it more than you guys. I was close to 3.25.
Okay.
That's fair. Next, we had the I Quit match between Rhett Titus and BJ Whitmer.
Oh yeah.
Well, it sounds like you were ready to talk about that one. Let's hear it.
Okay. First of all, going into this match, I was actually kind of excited. I thought this could be interesting. I thought this could be the moment where Titus gets over, and this could be his big breakout moment. Maybe as a singles guy.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was the start of the match. Okay, they're going along all right. And it seems like they just basically skipped the middle and went right to the finish. They didn't have any weapon spots. They didn't have any big spots at all. They didn't. I understand maybe they don't want to do blood, which that's fine. But they. But it just they didn't have anything in this match. It started and then it finished.
Well, I feel like we should point out the finish where basically it was Titus was tied up in the ropes by Whitmer.
Yeah.
And he had a chair like he was going to hit him with an unprotected chair shot, so that would be brutal. Carino comes out, gets in the ring, turns his back to Whitmer, gets down on his knees, and basically says, doesn't say anything, but figuratively says, "Hit me." And Whitmer winds up, and Titus quits.
Yeah.
Now the end, I felt that would have been acceptable if BJ had spent the whole match just destroying Rhett, doing everything he could to beat him, and Rhett would not quit. The only thing that would make Rhett quit was the possibility that his mentor would be hurt.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
I was going to say, this was one of the worst I Quit matches I've seen. It had no build to it. I didn't feel these guys had any... when I watched... I was excited for this just because Whitmer had a really good match with Haas, and there felt a lot of animosity in that match. This match, you felt like they were just going through the motions, and it's like they didn't have any really false finishes where you thought someone was going to quit, or even they didn't even do any real submit. It's like some guy would stomp on the other guy and just have his foot grind into him, and then Sinclair would be like, "Oh, do you quit? Of course he's not going to quit.
I want to point out though, Titus did break out the last chancery, which the move Austin Aries does.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I did like that.
But I mean, there's never a point that I thought before the finish that I thought the match was going to end, and I just didn't feel any animosity. It just felt like they were just walking through this match, just not a whole lot of brutality or anything.
Yeah.
Right. It's disappointing because storytelling-wise, I see what they were going for, and I thought that it really could have been delivered a little bit better.
The finish could have worked if they had the match happen.
Yeah.
It was just a very it was like a leisurely pace.
Yeah,
It was. I don't know. It just felt like they didn't care. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you give this?
I give it a 1.5. It wasn't good. I mean, I probably rate it lower just because it was an I Quit match, and as an I Quit match, it sucked.
Yeah.
It was not a good match by any means, though.
I'll go 1.5.
Yeah. No.
What'd you give it?
1.5.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be a little more lenient just because I kind of like the finish. Storytelling wise, most people hated it, but I'll give it a 1.75.
Okay.
Yeah. Next we had Jimmy Jacobs and Cliff Compton versus Jay Lethal and Michael Elgin.
Yeah. Oh, we should point out that I like that they're doing this. They did this at Supercard of Honor, but like Scum beating down BJ, and then that led right into Elgin and Jay.
Yes, that was really
so I like
nice
that they keep that going. I like that they have like the Scum beat down, and then that leads right into the next Scum match. Like I like that a lot, and it just shows. The idea that these are like that they just want to get their hands on Scum, and like so they're not waiting for them. I like that a lot. Keep that up.
The really cool part of this match was that when this match started, for like the first few minutes, Titus was still tied to the ropes,
yes.
which was really.
That was
I thought that was really.
That was hilarious. And like I think like Jay Lethal like super kicked him in the face.
I
think so. I think so.
Sure.
He got knocked out.
He did take some kind of shot.
Yeah, it was funny.
All right. Well, this match, I like this match for what it was. Like, this was not. I mean, this wasn't trying to be anything spectacular, really. It was just kind of to show off Elgin and have him show off his feats of strength.
Shit.
And it was just kind of like there was a lot of interference. And it was kind of just building up to Elgin just doing crazy spots and looking like it was weird because this match wasn't anything spectacular, but Elgin looked like a champion in this match.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
This made Elgin look like a monster.
Yeah, he was just throwing guys around, just doing beastly things.
I did like what Jay Lethal. I like some of the tag team maneuvers that him and Jay Lethal were doing. Like I thought that that's cool. Like I almost got like a little bit of reminiscence of like kind of like almost like Nigel and Danielson. Danielson, shut up. we're like there's two great singles wrestlers and they have matches before, but when they team up together, they can actually be a good tag team or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I guess be like Danielson and Aries. I guess wouldn't that be
teamwork?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of like the idea, like the story of Jay Lethal getting injured and then Michael Elgin just fighting the odds, and that's cool. I gotta say that right now, Cliff Compton. I know Cliff is really popular with some guys on the internet or whatever, and a lot of people really like Cliff. He didn't do a damn thing in this match.
That I have to agree with. A lot of people that I've seen, I've read what their thoughts are, have thought that this was a really good match and that they liked what Compton did, but to me, he didn't really do anything.
No,
I
can't
remember.
yeah.
I don't. I mean, I was paying specifically close attention to him because I wanted to see what he could do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't remember him doing a single move. He was the guy who was kind of waiting for people to punch him, and to me that stands out. Like if you're just standing there waiting, you just seem out of place.
He looked like Caleb Conley from Untouchable.
No.
Not that bad.
No.
Okay.
Let's not bury the guy yet.
Okay.
No.
I mean, he just looked like he didn't really belong.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Kevin Steen showing up was awesome.
But before that, where Lethal got injured, that was another part of this match that kind of bothered me because this felt. I understand that they were trying to make this feel like a shoot, but it was like a 5-minute segment or so of him just laying out there with people coming out and Elgin standing outside the ring. I felt like that really hurt the pacing of this match.
Yeah.
They could have done that much quicker. Those were my real gripes, but there were definitely some pros.
Yeah.
One thing that was awesome was when Jimmy Jacobs went for the spear on Elgin.
Oh my god! Yeah, holy shit!
That was awesome. And then the stalling suplex spots.
Was it Cliff Compton that was on his back like a sleeper hold or whatever, and then he picked up Jimmy, or was it vice versa? I think Jimmy was on his back in the sleeper, and he like deadlift suplexed
deadlift German.
Deadlift German Cliff, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Steen shows up, making the big save, and like he wants to be in the match. And actually, I love the fact that Nigel was there on commentary because Nigel's the matchmaker and he can make the decision that which thank God they did that because like It's too often you see guys just running like, I want to be in the match, I want to be in the match. Like referee's like, okay, you're in the match. It's like it makes no sense.
You don't.
But when Nigel there,
authority.
And I actually liked how they did the finish of like Kevin Steen getting rolled up and like a fluke victory.
Yeah.
And I like that they gave the victory to Jacobs.
Yes, and I like that Steen was the one that took the pin because Steen is just like got left Scum, so like maybe this the idea of like, oh, maybe Steen isn't out of Scum, maybe this is all a trick, you know. So, and also at the same time it protects Elgin and Lethal because they didn't lose. So.
Yep. So we're going to ratings, or?
Yeah. What would you give this?
I guess I'd give this 3, which is maybe a little high, but I mean, I was really entertained by like, they just did so many spots that were awesome. Elgin did so many spots that were awesome. My problem with the match was kind of, the pacing was really weird because they had a lot of other stuff going on in between those awesome spots.
Right.
And also, Scum didn't get in a lot of offense, and they won the match, which I'm okay with the way that they did this match, but I'll give it a 3. I was entertained.
I give it 3 as well. I like the story of the match. I like some of the storyline elements. I just wish they did it faster. It just seemed like this match seemed like it kind of dragged a little bit too long. And if they had gone faster, I probably would have given it 3.5 maybe. But like just like the beatdown of Scum on Elgin when Elgin was by himself, and then the lethal spot like where Lethal's injured, just felt like it took too long.
Yeah, I'd have to go with 2 3/4. I felt like the match was choppy. It's not a match that you'd want to sit down and watch again. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 3/4. Not that it was bad by any means. It was fun. But anyway, we're moving on now to
At intermission.
Yes, there was
Which
intermission.
intermission they showed Ishimori versus Elgin from Tokyo Summit and parts of Paul London versus Michael Shane, is that it?
Yeah.
Michael Shane, the street fight, the very famous street fight.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. That's a good way to spend intermission, I thought.
Then coming back, we had a segment with R.D. Evans. He was cutting promo.
Barrister R.D. Evans.
Yes.
Gotta give him his
Gotta
proper,
give him he's earned that title.
You're that.
He was out there cutting a promo with QT Marshall.
Yes. Fans were doing the Fandango,
Yeah,
which
was funny.
R.D. Evans had the greatest cover for that ever. Which is like, they're like doing it, and like he's like, what is that, the Canadian national anthem? That's the stupidest song ever. It was
and it
great.
shut him up, which was great. Then RD is talking, and you hear this beep, and the lights go down.
Oh,
and you're wondering.
Sweet.
At first, I'm thinking, great, what is that? The fire alarm went off.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong now? And then like it just keeps happening, and then you kind of realize something's about to happen. And the lights go down, and you're hearing like this bing, bing, and it's
They got
building
like,
and
they got
building
like a
and
video
building.
package going up on that
And
little
you're-
screen.
I'm sitting. Me and Alex are sitting on the couch watching this. Like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I can't break the damn code.
Stone Cold! It's Stone Cold!
Yeah, Stone Cold.
But needless to say, it was Champa making his long-awaited return. What an awesome
Oh my
return.
god, this was one of my favorite returns. Like I may have ever seen. Like this was awesome. I got goosebumps watching this.
Yes, and I was never a big Champa fan before. I mean, I respect the guy's work. I enjoy his stuff, but I'm excited to see where he's going.
Man.
You know,
I gotta say right now, like the moment like when he walks out, like the music his theme song is awesome.
Yeah.
But like he's standing there like and like they just got those blinding lights on him on the stage and like everything else is dark. Oh my god, that was
perfect.
awesome.
The music, the visual, it was all really well
And
done.
I just loved how fired up he was too. He looked like he was just ready to kick
Oh, he
some
was ready to
ass.
kick some.
So,
He was ready to fuck someone up.
But I will say, his leg is seriously taped up, bandaged up, held together. I hope he's 100%.
Yeah.
You know, it sounded like he did kind of push it quick to get back to the gym. So I
Probably.
hope
Yeah.
we're not seeing another situation where a guy comes back too soon.
Yeah.
But I'm interested.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see what Tommaso Ciampa does in the ring. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
That was one of the best returns I've seen in wrestling in a while.
I was gonna say the timing was great too. Having it right after intermission.
Exactly. We talked about that because like it got the crowd hot again. You
Exactly. You didn't have the Ishimori Edwards match right after intermission because that hurts a lot of matches. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
And having something that fires the crowd up again after intermission, it's not a match and it's like a really good segment. It was just good all
Yeah,
around.
it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if we could give that star ratings, it'd be way up there. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Next, as you kind of alluded to,
I spoiled the next match on the show.
Oh well.
we have Taiji Ishimori versus Eddie Edwards. This match, my friends,
Noah, why don't you start us off with this match?
I love this match.
Mhm.
This match was awesome. I mean, I guess you could expect that from these two.
Yeah.
But especially for a guy that's never been in ROH,
Mm-hmm.
except for the time while they were in Japan, he just looked like a pro. Ishimori just looked awesome.
I
It was
want to
amazing.
say right now, one, he was a lot shorter than I expected. I did not expect him to be that short. And two, love his ring attire. That's awesome ring attire, and like he was just spectacular.
Mhm.
I was instantly a fan of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, I was familiar with Ishimori's work, but the number one thing I was concerned about going into this match, like, it is his first time wrestling a match in North America. I was like, there's got to be some kind of nerves, but this guy had nerves of steel. There was
Yeah.
no sign of any nerves or
shit.
anything. He
Oh.
just, like, the one thing that I noticed most about this match was there was not a single bot. I didn't pick up on anything.
No, nothing.
Everything was just fluid. Everything looked good. Like, these guys just went from one amazing move to another. I mean, these guys act like they've wrestled each other every week for the last, like, 3 years. Like, they just went together so well.
I think I told you this, but like this match reminded me of when Eddie Edwards was Ring of Honor champion and just delivering these awesome matches.
Mhm.
And like Eddie does not get enough credit for how good in the ring he
No,
is.
he doesn't.
This
He
match,
makes it look easy.
no shit.
Like when you watch Eddie's matches, like I think that's part of it. Is like people are like, oh, he's not that great because it's not flashy because it's so fluid.
Yeah.
Makes
you
it
know?
look too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy for the
Yeah.
guy.
Eddie Edwards is too good at wrestling.
Plus, he's not like his physique doesn't stand out to anybody.
No.
You know, but he's just phenomenal and underrated, and he's one of the best guys
I think
in
it
the
was.
Indies.
I think it was like
for
the last
sure.
like 5 minutes of this match, like right after Ishimori did that like crazy ass like climb up the rope Hurricanrana.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which like I was like, what the fuck was that? Like
Yeah.
this match just like kicked into overdrive, and like I was blown away by this match.
And there was one spot that it wasn't that big of a deal, but when Edwards is laying down near the corner and Ishimori comes up and does like the springboard, it looks like he's going to do like a splash.
Yeah.
Like kind of like what Swagger does in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he turns it into a double stop. Oh my God. That looked brutal. That looked brutal. It was
Yeah,
great.
it was great. Awesome match.
I gave this 4 originally. I gotta give it 4 1/4. This match was so much fun. Like you said, botch free.
Which is, considering what they're doing, like, any match that goes that length usually has something in it. But, and considering these guys were doing amazing stuff that whole match,
yeah.
What would you give it?
I go 4 1/4 as well for the reasons we've already stated. And it's just like, I just love that this is exactly what I wanted to see from this match. It was just like them. It was just them showcasing what these guys can do, and I really, really want to see more Ishimori
Absolutely.
out of ROH.
I
So
agree.
4 1/4, great match of the night.
I gave it 4 1/4 as well, 3 for 3. I think this may be my number 3 or number 2 match of the year for ROH. Like this is just an awesome match.
And what was great about this match is that Edwards wins, which sets up the possibility for possibly a
Rematch.
title match.
I think that's what I've heard they might be doing is a title match in Japan.
no.
I was hoping to be like a
US.
semi-main
I think
event.
they might be doing one in Noah and have a title match.
Bring Ishimori back to the
Well,
US, please.
Yeah, just find a reason to bring him back anymore.
Bring him back for like a month and just have him like do like a bunch of matches. Like just give every match you can get with this guy out of the way.
Yeah, he's a talented guy. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
He's not getting his proper due either because there's so many standout guys over in Japan right now, and Noah's not really getting much focus on them. But this guy has
Look,
potential.
everyone out there, please look
Yeah.
into Ishimori. This guy is freaking amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on.
Next, we had the television title match, which was between Matt Taven and Mark Briscoe.
Mhm.
Alex. what was this one?
I thought this was basically just it felt like a TV match. It definitely wasn't it wasn't a good match, but it wasn't a bad match. You know, it was just kind of in between. I don't even know what to say about this match. It was just there.
Yeah.
Mark was pretty good. Matt Taven's offense is pretty impressive, but like he still doesn't get a ton of offense in. I think
Mhm.
at least not enough to be like like he's supposed to be the champion. Granted, he's in the ring of the veteran and everything, but I think this match could have been a lot better, and I think it should have just been on television personally.
Mhm. Yeah, I had the feeling when I was watching this match, it was just like they were just kind of going out there to just not screw up and keep Taven having good enough matches. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but it felt like they didn't do anything crazy at all in this match. It was just kind of, they just went out to have a solid TD match.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was one of the weaker matches I've seen Mark have. recently.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was on his game for some reason.
I can see that.
Yeah, and it just seemed like he also seemed a little too goofy in this match for me. It seemed like his antics were a little too much.
Yeah.
Not enough good wrestling and too many antics. But that's
What's
me.
the one line Nigel said about the new Hoopla Hottie that you?
Yes.
Please.
There was this new Hoopla Hottie along with Scarlett, and this girl was a little bit thicker.
A lot thicker.
A lot thicker. She had some thick thighs, let me tell you what. And Nigel's one-liner is, looks like the new Hoopla Hottie goes to the same gym as Michael Elgin. That's genius, man. That's funny.
Oh my god. Nigel is golden.
He's awesome.
But as far as the match goes, I got to agree with you guys. This was definitely just there. Taven, I feel like, you talk a lot about how Truth is one of your managers of the year.
Yeah.
But to me, he's starting to overshadow Taven.
I agree.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely.
Taven just feels like he's there, which is upsetting because the House of Truth never had a title before now, and I feel like the guy
Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
they have.
But I feel like the title
they haven't in a long time though.
Yeah.
should be the main focus here.
But yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but I just wanted to, while we're on it, I just want to say Truth is amazing, and he was the guy who originally made Taven, like, once he came on, he helped him so much, but now it just seems like kind of like Taven's just another guy, and it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Taven, I think Taven needs to just get better. Like, I heard LV say, like, he thinks that does, like, Taven's, like, either the gimmick's too much for Taven, or Taven's just not getting into the gimmick enough. He needs to be one or the other. Like, he's just kind of like there right now. He just needs to step it up. Or like,
I think they could benefit from adding more guys to the House of Truth.
I agree.
And not Taven being the only guy.
And it's not helping the guy to get all these roll-up finishes,
exactly,
cheating finishes. I don't like that.
No.
He never wins clean. Anyway, what would you guys give that?
I'll go 2.5. Nothing bad. Nothing great.
I'll go a little bit higher. I'll go 2 3/4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I originally went a little higher just because it was all right, but looking back, it wasn't spectacular. 2 3/4.
I also want to point out that Fruit Martini got knocked out by Mark after the match, and the one beefy Hoopla Hottie carried his ass out, which is hilarious.
There was one moment in this match that I enjoyed, like it really made me laugh, was when Truth Martini comes in and he jumps in the ring with the Book of Truth and he swings and misses and his momentum carries him all the way out through the second rope. It's just, he's so good at those like cartoony things, but they look like that could actually happen because he's just such a ridiculous person.
It's like a Looney Tune.
That's what I was thinking. He's like Daffy
It's
Duck.
like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. Well, Nigel calls him Willy Wanker because he looks like Willy Wonka, but
that's good stuff.
That is solid. All right, and then next we had one of the more anticipated matches on this show, which was Davey Richards versus the returning founding father Paul London.
Yeah, this was cool. But before we get anything, obviously he replaced Marufuji, who hurt his knee.
Yeah.
So he was a last-minute replacement, and they got a really good one.
No shit.
On short notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very motivated Paul London.
So hopefully Marufuji comes in and has that match with Richards at some point, because I really want to see that.
Yeah, that should
absolutely. I think that'd be a great match to have a final battle.
Yeah.
Intent. Wink, wink. Say no more.
Yeah. Very subtle hit there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'll just continue talking.
Go for it.
London, if you haven't watched ROH for a long time, you might not know how big of a deal Paul London is to ROH, because he was it's hard to describe how over this guy was at the beginning.
Paul London was basically brought up in ROH to be the big star. He was
probably going to be the face of the company. At some point.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the crowd just loved him. The "Please Don't Die" chants at all times. This guy if this guy hadn't been snatched up by WWE at the time he was, and he had some success there, obviously, but he was going to be the guy in ROH, I believe.
I agree.
He would have been the guy on the Indies.
And when you think about all the guys they had Danielson, they had Joe, they had Loki, they had all these guys, AJ Styles, like
they had some talent there.
Yeah.
So I'll go on.
One thing that was really nice was Paul London's entrance. He walked out and he was thanking the fans, saying hi. It felt like he was like just happy and soaking in the return.
Yes.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the match first?
Well, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay. Well, yeah. This was a really. I thought like wondering how Paul London's gonna look. I thought this was a really fun, exciting match.
Yeah.
Obviously, when Richards is involved, there's going to be some brutal elements, and that's the thing. I think one of the things that when I heard this match is there was maybe a premature ending because of
no, there's no doubt on that.
Yeah, that was.
Well, Richards, if you haven't seen it, then Richards went for double stomp onto the apron, and London was like kind of under the rope, and like Davey overshot him, landed right on his face.
I saw it from a different view. It looked like he actually hit him on the chest, but like his chest was so sweaty that he slipped off his chest and just basically boom.
Yeah, but I mean, if he hit the chest, it was like here.
Yeah,
it wasn't like here. I mean, it was boom.
Yeah, he overshot him off, but like definitely like the sweat didn't help at all.
Yeah, it was
he fucking murdered him.
It was a shot to the head.
Yeah,
it was basically a shot to the head.
So but I mean that didn't really hurt the match though because it was just so crazy. But like London just basically went out there and just, like wants to show that I still have it. I can still do all these. You know, he did.
He still got it.
Yeah, he still got it. This was just kind of an exciting, not any story to it, just again an exhibition of what these guys can do.
I'm gonna stop you there though, because there actually was a story in which I actually really liked the story, which was Paul London's out there being goofy and happy being Paul London, and Davey was being very, very serious because he's Dave Richards, you know, and like there's part like where like Paul London kind of just tapped him on the head, and like Davey was like, what the fuck is that? And like I love that. It like Dave was playing the heel because he's very much a serious guy.
He was.
And but it didn't feel like Davey was overstepping into like, oh, I'm gonna play a heel.
Yeah.
It was almost like Davey was the guy like, all right, you were here, but now you're in my house now.
Yeah.
And Paul London was like, all right. And he was toying with him, and there was a lot of little parts that were fun.
Yeah, I like that. I liked it. It was a very simple story. It didn't go. It was just very much a veteran versus the current guy of a company, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, like I thought this match was good. It was going on really great, and then like they were picking it up really big, and then that double stomp happened, and like instantly they had like, okay, we got to stop the match because like Paul London was knocked out.
Yeah, he was clearly visibly out of it.
And there's a part like where you can tell Davey's just like, oh shit, are you?
He actually asked him if
and like
if Richards is breaking character or whatever like that, and asking if the guy's okay audibly, you know something is wrong.
Yeah. And then like they go for like a little bit of finish, like Paul London goes to the shooting star press, Dave Richards gets the knees up, rolls him up.
Which that was crazy. Went for
my god.
Let's go to the finish. Let's have you do your shooting star press with a concussion. That was nuts.
Paul London's gotta get his shit in, man.
Apparently Paul London did an interview after that and he doesn't remember
He didn't know where he was.
He doesn't remember going for that move.
I don't remember that either.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought the match was really good, but like obviously they had to stop it right there, and thank God they did. I have no problem with this match ending early.
It looked bad. I thought he was seriously injured.
Oh, he was. Yeah. Well, hey, a concussion is pretty seriously injured.
It is a serious,
But thank God it wasn't worse. What'd you think, Noah?
For this match, I went with 3 3/4. I thought that it did what it really needed to. It was a great return for London. A nice little story. And even though it was an unfortunate spot, people are going to remember that. I mean, not only did Paul London return, he nearly got killed. So
they asked him not to die.
How many times we got to ask you, dudes?
Please don't die.
Paul London had to return to ROH just to die the one time.
And they chanted the "Please don't die" after he got the concussion. Like, please don't die after that. It was just like really.
They're chanting, "You killed Paul."
But another nice touch was the Davey putting London over. On the mic after the match. So I thought the whole thing was really well done.
Yeah, I agree.
One unfortunate thing. So 3 3/4.
I gave it 3 3/4 as well. It was going to want to be better than that, but just they had to end it abruptly, which absolutely no problem with. So 3 3/4. Love to see a rematch.
This match definitely made me want to see more Paul London if they can bring him back more. He definitely proved himself. I'm going to go 3.5. I did really enjoy this. I just didn't think it got to that next level. It was just kind of an enjoyable match, but I had really no complaints with it. But 3.5.
Okay.
All right, and on to our main event of the evening for the ROH World Title. We have the champion Jay Briscoe versus the Panama City Playboy Adam Cole.
You should be wearing your Adam Cole shirt.
I should be. Well, I know that you're salivating.
Okay.
So I'll let you start.
I'm more than salivating. Anyway.
That is a little far. Don't tell me about that, man. Jeez.
Anyway, yeah, this match was pretty good. I liked what they did. I liked the story. Like, first of all, let me say right now, I love the fact that Jay Briscoe was the guy in control of this match for the most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Too often we see a champion get in a match and get his ass kicked and then make a big babyface comeback or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God Jay was in charge, and it worked because like he's the veteran. Adam Cole's still kind of the rookie, I guess you can say, or the newcomer, I guess would be a proper word.
Yeah.
But and then I like how Adam Cole turned around and started attacking Jay's knee and like going for the figure four and everything, which is I'm a big mark for the figure four, and I thought he was doing great working the knee over. And it actually played in a little bit in the match, like where Jay Briscoe, I think, was going for the J driller, and he couldn't lift him up because of his knee. So just, little something that was nice. However, I think this match was going along great, and then they did the weird-ass ref bump.
Yeah.
And then they had Steve Kerner come out and everything. They had that whole interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Nigel hitting the Tower of London.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I marked
That's
for that.
big mark right there, which is great to see. But then, like, Jay just hits the finisher, 1, 2, 3, that's it. It was just kind of like very, very flat finish.
Yeah.
I thought they could have, like, built up a little bit more drama for the finish. So.
Yeah, I don't know, my assessment of this match, I don't know if anyone else felt this way. This was just my experience watching. I felt like these guys were having a good match, but they weren't clicking really well together. It's like each guy individually looked good, but I didn't think their chemistry was as there as I thought it should have been. Like, both these guys are really, that's the thing, like, both these guys are so good that I feel like they can just go out there and have a good match no matter what. I feel like this is what happened. It would have been a great match if they had, like, really had more chemistry in this match. I feel like they probably haven't worked together that much that I can think of.
I don't think, did Future Strike ever have a match with the Briscoes, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so they've had a little bit. But yeah, like, that's like over a year ago.
It definitely felt like a first match, like they didn't really have...
Yeah.
It didn't have the match didn't have a whole lot to go on, and also the finish did seem kind of sudden. I felt like this was a good match, not a great main event. Probably a little disappointing to me.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I felt like, especially at the beginning, it felt like a very standard Jay Briscoe one-on-one match, just because Jay has certain tie-up things and his technical wrestling stuff. He tends to repeat that a lot in singles matches. So I noticed that, like you said, I didn't think the chemistry was great, and the ending was pretty flat. I was disappointed because I felt like they could have gone for at least a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Although
that heat back up.
I did like the very nice near fall that Cole got, which like he had like the German suplex on the top and like the 2 super kicks, and that was really good.
But this was by no means was this bad. It didn't feel like a ROH main event.
I agree.
For a title.
Yeah, especially since a lot of people thought after Dre won, a lot of people were like, well, Adam's probably not going to win his first defense. But a lot of people did think Adam had a pretty good chance. I felt like they still protected him and he looked good, but they didn't really put him over as like a serious threat as much as they could have.
I want to talk about the whole Steve Kerner thing first because we didn't touch upon that. But like Steve Kerner comes out, offers up Adam a Scum t-shirt, and like he's trying to get Adam to join Scum, and like Adam's like grabs the t-shirt like he's contemplating it almost. Nigel takes him out or whatever. The finish happens and everything. And then after the match, like they shake hands, and then there's like a part like where Adam Cole looks like he's going to go for a super kick, and then he just walks away. So I like that they're starting a heel turn for Adam Cole because I've said for a while Adam Cole is probably my favorite heel in wrestling right now because he's awesome, especially in POG. But I think this is going to be nice. It was a nice little start of a turn, and I like they didn't do it all at once. So I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to go with it from here.
I got to agree with that. I know that some people wish that he would have just went ahead and had the heel turn. I'm the kind of guy that I like a slow burn.
Yeah.
I think ROH does the slow burn well.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes they'll go a little too long, but this I thought was nice because you saw like, oh, is he gonna, and then he kind of realized, you know what, forget it. So it was, I don't know, it just felt like a natural thing. Like all this frustration built up, and then he finally, all right, I'll calm myself down.
Plus, the whole thing with Steen going on, I don't want them to do too much at once. Because we don't know where Steen's going to go either. And now we don't know where Cole's going to go with this. So we don't want too many guys,
But I think they need to have Adam Cole turn heel because they already got Jay Lethal and Elgin set up as like the next big baby faces in the company. So I think Adam Cole is naturally the next big heel in the company.
Yeah, him versus Elgin down the line has to
Absolutely. I would like to see. I'd like to see that as like the main event and final battle.
That could definitely be.
That would be awesome. I would do. All right, what are you guys' overall feelings of this show?
I thought this was a really good show. Definitely way better than your average pay-per-view from any company. Again, not quite the level they've been having, but definitely they've kept the momentum going very well, I thought.
I agree.
This show, I would say, overall delivered, didn't exceed. That's what my overall thoughts. I give it like a 7.75 out of 10.
Okay.
One thing I did want to touch on is that this, much like the last 4 or 5,
ever since Delirious took over during Glory by Honor,
Yeah,
there's always been something that felt big that's happened at all the pay-per-views.
Glory by Honor had the return of El Generico. Final Battle 2012 had the end of the Steen Generico feud. 11th Anniversary Show had the big formation of Scum. Supercard of Honor had Jay Briscoe win the world title. And I think this one, it had a couple of moments. It had one, Paul London make his return to ROH, and Adam Cole starting his heel turn. Which I think when we look back, it would be a big moment. I think.
And you could even throw in Noah's involvement back in the product.
Yeah, there you go too. Yeah.
So it's nice to see that every one of their pay-per-views has a moment that's important.
That's worth having, and like I saw that. You know.
And another thing to not sleep on is Champa's return.
There you go too.
Yeah.
I also went with 7.75. I thought this was not on par, especially wrestling-wise, as their last show, but fun show, really easy to sit through.
Great. We had a great time watching the show.
Yes, we did. So yeah, that's another solid show for them. What would you say?
Let's make it 3 for 3. 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 or 7.75?
7.75. Sorry. This was a very fun show. Easily recommend watching it. It's definitely worth your money, especially for Ishimori versus Edwards, which is a phenomenal match. And but can't go wrong with watching this show.
All right.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's our review of ROH Border Wars 2013. We are Strong Style Studios, and we will see you next time.